All right. Hello, hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Just getting started. Let's see, anybody in Twitch? Nobody yet. That's okay. Yesterday I wasn't feeling too good. I tried to send a message in Twitch and let everybody know, but I don't think anybody saw it. But anyway, we're just starting out now. I kind of don't want to play anything yet, and the reason, I'll give you my reasoning behind it. Um, with our 200 EMA here, we have also lower ADR here. So, in my opinion, we can really move up hard, but we're having patterns that are telling us that we can continue down. I'd like to see us really drift away from this 200 EMA and our lower ADR for me to really feel comfortable doing that. And I also need to take off this and put this here so we see where our VWAP is. Okay, so our VWAP is also here as well. So we have a lot more things telling us we can go down, but general rule is once you hit lower ADR, you tend to kind of move up. So I want to see a hard projection below here. So below here, I'll probably start entering things. Until then, I'd rather just kind of sit, watch, and talk to you guys, answer questions, whatever you may have, things like that. Okay? Um, so, also, update. I managed to get the account to, I can't tell if y'all can see it, but 2,000 today. So, good disclaimer. Yesterday, during the morning, like right before market opened, sorry for my chair, I need a new one, it's very squeaky. But yesterday, right before market opened, I was in a short. I'll actually show you. It was a bad short on my part. So it's today the 8th. Okay, so let's go to yesterday. So I don't know if y'all can hear my son, but he's being funny. So right before market opened here, somewhere in here, basically the low, our lower ADR at the time was about right here. So what I thought was going to happen, and then our 200 EMA was about here, VWAP was like right up there. So what I thought was going to happen was we were going to move down to lower ADR and then pop up. So I did a little kind of gamble, and I started a short that I planned on reversing at lower ADR, and I never got the chance to do so because we just kept moving up. As you can see, we just kept flying up. So I ended up, by the time market opened, I was down like $700. It was absolutely ridiculous. And then, so I had a bad morning. But then during the day, what I kept doing was I kept longing off of the 200 EMA and then shorting at upper ADR because upper ADR was up here, and we kept reversing off of it. And I managed to make back all but $50 of what I had lost. So I ended up only being down $50 yesterday. So I started the day at $1,900. Then I ended up going down to $1,200, and then I got it all the way back to $1,850. And then today, I got that $1,850 up to $2,000. So I'm pretty happy and proud of that. I just kind of wanted to give you guys a little disclaimer and let you know I do have bad plays too sometimes. Sometimes your thought process doesn't always work out for you, and you just have to use the fact that you win more of your trades than you lose to your advantage. So what I ended up doing was I went really heavy on these trades here to make that money back, and it worked out for me, made it all back, and I was good to go. So just kind of wanted to talk about that and let you know, when you have a bad trade, or you have something bad that happens, you shouldn't start revenge trading. What you should do is what you still normally do, just keep doing what you do. You had one bad trade, it shouldn't stop you from doing, what you do, right? Especially if you win most of the time. So just looking at the chat, if anyone has any questions, please feel free. Like I said, I'm waiting until we get somewhere below here before I even feel comfortable shorting. I don't feel comfortable shorting because we're at our lower ADR, and we could potentially rocket up just off of anything. It could just start rocketing up and then start kind of making its way upwards to upper ADR, or at least to where open was. So, I'm a little hesitant on shorting, even though these things are telling us that we should go down. I'm not going to do it because one of my other indicators isn't necessarily agreeing with it. And that's something that you need to learn too. When all your things are in aligning, don't do anything yet. You have to wait until a high probability play goes towards for you. Go heavy on it, wait for like a $2 move, and then be out. Okay, so this is a really good time while I'm watching, I'm being hesitant and just kind of, looking at things. This would be a really good time for you guys to ask questions. So I see you, Justin, in the Twitch. Let me answer this. I've just started trading for the first time in my life. Made $534 over the last 2 days with my advice. I really am happy to hear that, man. That actually makes me really happy. I can't express that. I'm a little autistic, so I'm a little weird about emotions, but I'm super happy right now. That's great, man. I'm glad that you're making money. Just understand that it's not always going to be like this. You're not going to continue to always just make money. You're going to have days where you lose, and don't let those days be things that stop you from being from continuing on with what you're doing. Okay, because if you look at it objectively, if you won 8 trades and you lost 2, but those 2 trades ended up outweighing your wins in terms of losses, then what you need to do is you need to reevaluate your risk to reward. Okay, and you need to start understanding when to let them go. And as you get some experience and you lose some money, you'll start to get that strategy part in there. But with this indicator, with everything that I've been showing you, the great thing is about this is if you were to enter here, this tells you exactly where the stop is going to be up here, which seems pretty high, but it's only $10 away. It just looks ridiculous because I'm super zoomed in because we're in globex right now. But that's only $10 away. So if you were to enter, with one contract, $10 away, I need to do a little math on that, but you get, for every point, which is $1, I believe it's $5. So you'd lose $50. You're risking $50, right? And then if you continually win and hit these targets, which this tells you, this over here, if you're looking at this, the table, first targets are hit 88% of the time. So you can say 90% of the time, 9 trades out of 10, you're going to hit your target, your first target. The one trade that you don't, that goes up to here, that you lose your $50 on, is nothing compared to you making 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. So just something to kind of think about with these indicators, with the settings that I've shown you. So just best advice I can give you is don't let your emotions and don't let your biases ever get the best of you, because had I just blindly followed this based off of bias, I'd be down right now. Because remember, I told you, lower ADR sometimes pushes you up, and at the moment we're pushing up. I'm not sure that will continue to, but had I shorted here where we were talking, I would have taken a loss. I mean, we're losing at that point. So I'm not going to just blindly follow it. One of my indicators told me that we could move up, and they're telling me that we can go down, so I don't enter. And as you get the experience, you'll start to understand that there are certain things that are higher probability than others, and your lower ADR, upper ADR kind of rejections tend to be stronger than, say, your harmonics patterns sometimes. Like having a W at lower ADR doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to continue down. You're at lower ADR, so you need to understand that that could really drive you up. This could basically get invalidated, which it's about to. Well, technically no, because this is the top over here. So we have this big W. We could push up, but not continue to push up. We could push up to about maybe 67, 68, and then start declining back down to lower ADR. I would consider something like that. So, we might not take any trades tonight. I'm only going to be on for an hour or until my phone dies here. If we don't take any trades, that's fine. I would much rather answer your question. So I see King Aries asked something. Let me see. Sorry. Trading MES 1 minute time frame. If you have Tradovate, I recommend tick charts instead. Tick charts are going to be much better for you when playing futures. So what I would recommend doing, or what tick charts to use, I recommend during actual market hours, I recommend the 3000 tick chart, the 987 tick chart, and the 475 tick chart. Next, I recommend the 238 and the 119. Basically, you're just halving the 987 over and over and over. And since globex moves so much slower, you need less ticks per candle. So, in this instance, right, this W is pretty nice. You can't see it from this angle, but there you go. So in this instance, this W is really nice. I would probably consider a short here with my stop at maybe like 71, 72-ish. But this would probably be a pretty good spot to short. I might not do it myself, but this would be a great spot if you're thinking about taking a trade or you just really want to. You're jonesing for one. 396,750 would be a really good spot to do one. And then cool thing about Tradovate is you can then have like your bigger ones on at the same time, and this actually makes sense. So on a bigger time frame, we're actually in an M, but the M needs to break down a little bit more before it really is there. So this W on the smaller time frame could bring us down to here on this bigger time frame, which would then drive us up. And especially considering we have like Fed meetings and stuff Thursday. We had some today. We'll have the real bulk of stuff tomorrow. You should be very mindful of that. Normally what happens is we're super volatile, and they're acting really dovish right now, which means they're acting like bitches. They don't want to do as high rate hikes as they should be doing. So that could, if they continue to be dovish and they acknowledge that they're being dovish during the meeting tomorrow, we should actually definitely pop up, and we could pop up back to, say, 4,000, a little over 4,000 or so. That wouldn't be something unheard of. So again, now you're seeing the stuff that I was talking about come to fruition here. I told you I didn't want to short, even though these things were telling me to short, because the lower ADR could drive us up, and lo and behold, we've been driving up since I said that. So when one of your indicators that's high probability is not agreeing with one of your other indicators that's high probability, you just don't do anything. I appreciate that, Justin. I appreciate the testimony, and this is why I do this stuff. I do this so that I can help people, learn how to make some money on the side besides their job. Because at the end of the day, your job isn't going to make you wealthy most of the time. So Churns, I believe I responded to that um, email, but basically you're thinking, oh no, Ryan, I was in the middle of responding to it, and I hadn't pressed send yet, but I'll tell you here now. So this is actually a great time to do it because this right here is basically the same scenario. So when you have a bigger pattern that's a W, and then you have a smaller pattern that's an M pop up, I think you're thinking too hard about it, bro. Remember, in order to come to fruition, right? Your last leg of a W needs to happen. It needs to go upwards, right? So when you see an M pop up at the bottom, even though this is here telling you we're going to drive down somewhere here, what this is telling you is this M is going to be the thing that drives you up to that target that's going to drive you down. So realistically, you don't actually want to play the smaller thing. What you want to play is the bigger thing. You want to play, so in this scenario, you don't want to play the M, you want to play the W that's popping up. Right? So you just want to confirm when that top is. You want to start seeing a rejection first and get a confirmation that this M is played out. That's what I'm waiting for, right? I think that it'll be at 67.50, and as I said, 67.50. Look where this target is, 67.25. I mean, that's pretty fucking close to what I said, right? So, you know what? I'm willing to go ahead and do a short there. We'll do 2. And if we get our entry, because it'll tap on that 25, we'll exit at, 65, or, maybe we'll exit back at lower ADR. So we're about to get our entry. We should get our entry any second. If it doesn't give it to us, I'll be a little upset, but whatever. You'll see it play out because it's tapped off our order twice now, and it hasn't given it to us. So it just needs to
Order filled.
There it goes. Okay. So we're still pushing a little bit. Profit take will be, we'll do 65.25, and the reason we'll do that is because if it hits 65, we want it to sell, like we want it to take profit. So we need to put at 70 with three orders, if we so need it. And with $3, that would be, we would come back to about 68.50, or actually it would be about 69. So then if we drop to 68, we'll take an exit. That's how we'll play it. Okay. Unfortunately, I might have jumped the gun a little bit because, like I said before, this lower ADR could push us very well, just continue pushing us up to at least where open was, which is 399, which would be devastating. But that's okay. Like I said before, don't win them all. And what I'm willing to do is get a maximum of like 10 of these. So I'll do another 5 at maybe like 72.50, and then if we hit like 73.50, I'll just take the L. it is what it is. But we're patiently waiting, okay? What broker am I using? I'm using Tradovate on Trading View, connected to Trading View. So Tradovate is this in here, right? And you can connect it to Trading View. Sorry, lost my train of thought there. This would be fantastic if we created some type of head and shoulders here and then drop. That would be great too. So it's going to probably end up being a battle between the M and a head and shoulders. Which, if it drives us up, like I said, this M driving us up would be pretty far. So how is it connected to TradingView? They have a tab where it says Trading Panel, and when you click it, you can connect various trading platforms that they allow. Tradovate is one of them. So you just click it, and then you use the same login details that you have on Tradovate. You just use the same ones, and it logs you in. So we're starting to fall. Looks like the W's playing out a little bit. I'm actually going to move this to 65.50. And if I start seeing a bounce at 66, I'm going to move it to 66. Just FYI, I might even just have this prepared to be on close position. And I very well may just take the $10 at 66. So 65.75. Let me think how I want to do this. Do I want to... I think I'm going to modify this to just be 1. And that way, if it does buy it, it's not going to... It might move my average to like $1 up. But the goal is to buy more somewhere up here. If that comes down to it, I'd rather not have such a big position yet. This is a really small move, so it's only $3. Oh, I know, it'll roll over. The cool thing about Trade-of-8 too is it'll automatically roll them over for you. Like, it'll remind you to roll them over and all that good stuff. So that's pretty dope. What does the red box that is between 397, 397, this? That's your entry range, basically. It's telling you that's 2 places you can enter, and that's a range that you can enter in. I believe that's what you're asking me about. Like this is a good, it's basically telling you you're going to drop here or you're probably going to drop here. Which, funny enough, I guess, we could, this could be what's really driving us. But this isn't really an M, to be honest. This is like a gartly or a butterfly or something, but it's ugly. I wouldn't play it. This right here. This is not a real M. This peak is higher than this peak, so I don't think I can call that an M. And this looks more true. So I'm willing to actually play this stop loss here that it has. I'm willing to play this. Now, do I hope that it gets that far? Fuck no. I'm hoping that this is the last sell that I need to have, and then it drops from there, and we get our exit, and we're good. Make like 20 bucks, 25 bucks, and be done. Yes, this will go on YouTube. I haven't uploaded the one from the 6th yet, but I'll upload them both probably today. Enter longer, short. Well, I'm short, right? That's what these are, shorts. And so this is telling you enter short with this as your target. This is your first target, and then this is the range that you can also take money in, and then this is your second target. So more than likely you just want to take your money at the first target. So kinda wanting this average down so that we can get maybe like right here, and then I can just sell it at 67 instead. But I don't know. Or like 65, 66.50 maybe wouldn't be a bad spot, because that's right above where the target is. So if it taps the target, then we get our shit. Correct. The green box is the target range, so if the harmonics are correct, we should move down. Alright, so this means total margin used. That means how much you've used for the plays that you're in, right? Available margin is how much you have for averaging down, for your loss before you get, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Liquidated. And then, what? Day margin, that's just telling you how much you need in order to get a contract. Like that's how much they're giving you. So you shouldn't really worry about that. You should be worried about available and total used. That's what you should be more worried about. So it looks like we keep tapping off of 69.75, which is fine with me if we just drop from there. We are trading MES. God, my nose is itchy. I think I'm about to sneeze. Sorry in advance if it gets loud when I sneeze, guys. Jeez. Now, also here, on a small time frame, I bet. Yeah, see, this looks like it's forming an M. So this W could very well get invalidated, and we could just keep pushing up. But the thing about this M, I'm sorry, y'all can't see it on TikTok, sorry. The thing about this M is this bottom leg is so long that we could still drive down and it could complete an M way down here at, 62.50, 62, and then push up. Or it could just push up anywhere from here. So that's kind of the downfall of what's going on right now, like the fight of the patterns. That's why not every single one is going to work out, because sometimes bias starts switching. Like right now, it seems bias may be switching to go upwards. And if that's the case, then this W will fail, even though it's a 95, 99% match to the pattern. And so that's not good. Oh, I just realized that my phone paused on that for a second. Wrong thing. Oh. Okay, sorry. Just reading that real quick. I forgot what I was doing. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was gonna do something and I forgot. Tapped our order but didn't give it. Again, I don't mind if it just drops, but it's kind of annoying. And we're just gotta be patient. I didn't even want to get in this trade to begin with. I just kind of did it as a lesson, and it might be a lesson to me. Shit. We'll see. Ask your questions. Let's see. How did you learn all of this? Well, first, I've always been interested in like economics and stuff. I have a degree in economics. Two, I don't know. I just went out there and started losing money and trading, and then going on YouTube and reading books and learning from basically people who were successful, right? And learning what they did, what everybody looks at, following, people like Michael Burry and shit like that, right? And figuring out how they think, Warren Buffett and shit like that. Figuring out how those people think when they trade, and then, just going over different people's day trading strategies and picking parts that I felt worked for me and putting things together that went well together, finding out what went well, finding out what didn't, and slowly melding this together. I mean, like it's still a work in progress. Like there's still things that I'll probably add eventually, things that I'll take out and replace. This thing's constantly morphing, but I don't replace things that unless it's there's something more accurate that I found, basically. So I only make it better. And the harmonics have really changed the game for me in terms of overall win percentage. God damn it. Wrong thing. Yeah, I'm thinking this is gonna go down there. Just has a little juice left in it. And this will be somewhere I'll average down again with 2. And then I'll have 5 total. And then my last average down will be like, we'll see where my average is at the time, and then I'll pick. And then I'll have a hard stop. If that comes to it. But this is really stalling out here, so I'm getting pretty hopeful that it will work out. Honestly, you just start messing around with it and figuring, and like in this case, this one has a table that tells you how accurate it is, right? So if you start messing around with certain things, you start noticing the numbers are getting better. You keep going that direction until they start getting worse. Then you found that peak optimal spot for whatever it is that you do, and then you just go and tweak in the next part, and you keep doing that till you find that it's no longer becoming more accurate, it's getting less accurate, and then you just stop. And then, okay, cool, now I have, this indicator is peak whatever I need to be successful for what I do. Because I can guarantee you, these settings are not going to be as accurate, say maybe for a longer time frame, right? Like those are for quick scalping. So I bet they're not going to be as accurate on this time frame. Let's see when it pops up. And on the 15-minute time frame, it's only 62% accurate with these. Like total with all of them together is 62% accurate to the first target. That there. It's a nice rejection off of this 200 EMA would do us right. And it looks actually pretty likely that that might be what's going on, because we're forming an even bigger M there. And that would actually, if we were to drive down, look at here, that would create an M that if we hit this target perfectly, would then drive us up and probably through this 200 EMA, say early tomorrow pre-market, and then we go up, and then whatever happens during the little meeting that they have will then determine, do we continue to fly or do we rocket back down? Tradeovate doesn't take a percentage. They just have their like the fee for the contracts, which is normal. Everybody has fees for contracts, and theirs is like the smallest one that you can do. My live is paused. Is it still paused? Shouldn't be. Oh, and that trade that we did the other day, when I was like, I'll let y'all know how that goes, I ended up getting out for some green, so that was cool. Not a whole lot, just like $7, but did get out for green, so that was cool. And we were basically just like this, like down a little bit, but I needed to end the live at the time, which it's coming on about the same thing, so. They take it right away. And if you note on here, it already notes the initial takeaway. So it takes away 60 cents or 62 cents per contract each way. So it's already taken the 62 cents, which is why you need a tick. Like if it's on where your order is, you'll still be negative, like in this case, me, $2.50. It has to go a tick below. When it goes a tick below, I'm even, and then when it goes a tick below that, I now have made $2.50. And that's because it's already calculating it into the cost. God damn it. My battery is dying too on my phone, and I'm not charging it, so. So if my phone dies, sorry guys on TikTok. I'll be on, not tomorrow, because tomorrow's Friday, and we don't have globex on Friday, but I'll be on Sunday, if that happens. And then, guys on Twitch, if my phone dies, I will probably just get off anyway, so. My God, that looks a mess. It's really not that bad, dude. It's just, it looks ridiculous. Mainly this, the VWAP with its deviation is probably throwing you off. But this in general is just telling you, look, so this is telling you, look, your first target to enter was somewhere here. Your second, there, and there. And then your third is there, right? And then it's telling you your stop loss is up here. And your target, is here. Which, if we did drive down from that top, going down to like basically 200 EMA would make sense. So, yeah. And then your VWAP here, I mean, I use it. You don't necessarily have to, I guess. It's just helpful to find ranges. Like, you typically turn around at different deviations. So once you break one, you turn around at the other one. And this is the last deviation. So usually you don't break the three. So the way it works is I have VWAP, I have 618 deviation, and then I have 2 deviation, and I have 3 deviation, and it does the same thing on the way down. That's it. So I keep chilling here at like 69, 75, 70. I keep chilling like right there. It doesn't want to hit our order, and it also doesn't want to drop yet, but it has been basically stalling, and there is quite a bit of red dots here, which means one of two things is going to happen. We either fly up, or we really drastically fall. And with point of control being this high up, I want to say that we end up dropping, because then this would have to shift dramatically.
Order filled.
Okay, we got our third. So now our average is 68, so we're going to do our sell at 67, 3 contracts. And then now our next order is at 73, if we continue to push up. And then after that, our next order is at 77, if we continue to push up. And then our exit will be at that 79, maybe even 78.50. I might even just take the exit there. So. And it's probably, if we have to take that loss, it's going to be it might be a couple $100 loss. It might be fairly significant. But again, we'll make it, like we make it up, like I told you guys earlier in the live, you have a loss like that, that means that your next like 7 to 8 plays are going to be wins according to the indicator, right? Because this wins 90% of the time. So if you can bank on at least 7 of your next plays being wins, go heavy on them, you'll make the money back easily, and then be green plenty. So that's kind of the lesson behind this. If you do take a loss with this strategy, understand that you win more than you lose, so you can come back fairly easily. Just don't revenge trade. If I have to go, yes, exactly where it's set up, and then where I told you I would take my loss is where you should take it. So, 78.50 is where I would take the loss if it continues up, and these are where I'm averaging down. And then always, wherever my average goes, my sell order will move $1 below. And that's it. Do you always use the limit orders on the chart for entering and exiting? Yes. Limit orders only. I don't do market. Market will fuck you. Market order is basically you saying, I want it now. Whatever someone's offering, I'll pay for it. So take that into consider, like apply that to anything, right? People will jip you. So someone's going to have an order. Say you want a short, and you want it to be shorted at 39.68. Well, it's going to fill your order at like up here, and now you're immediately red. Or I'm sorry, you're going to short. It's going to short it all the way down here. You're immediately red, right? You're fucked. So just something to think about. Market is going to it's not something you want. Let's put it that way. Don't ever do market orders. Do limit orders. Exactly where you want them placed. And then for me, right? So I would have 10 orders. You could do something like this. You could do a create order, stop limit. There. Stop at that price. There you go. And however many contracts you have. And make sure it's at buy because we have sells. There you go. So we're still pushing. Should have listened to myself about that lower ADR and not ever taken this trade, but I was trying to show you guys about the patterns, even though it wasn't a high probability because of this telling me otherwise. But that's okay. So this is saying that this M just hit its second target wherever it had it placed. So we could start turning down pretty solid now. 72.50, yeah, that makes sense. Which is where our order was before. But according to the 15-minute chart, remember we have our 200 EMA here at 74.25. So that's why I moved it up. Because either way, if we start rejecting now and we push down, we'll get our order filled. According to the way this is working out, we'll get our order filled, no problem. I'm liking looking at it on this larger time frame too. It looks a little cleaner. But this W that we initially started going for is invalidated. So realistically, we should have probably cut it at like 71. But I don't know. This just doesn't. It looks like it's kind of ranging too, and this could be kind of at the top of the range, so. My gut feeling tells me we drop, so I'm trying to trust my gut feeling here. Just don't know when that drop will be. And this is actually a massive W, so now this looks even better on the bigger time frame. This is a huge W, and we're basically averaging down all within it. So with our stop being like up here, just above it, that's actually pretty solid. Okay, cool. Maybe my gut feeling is absolutely right. Yeah, that's the same W that I was looking at here on the 15-minute. Cool. Ooh. I think so too, Justin. I think so too. Oh, TikTok has died. Phone is dead, guys. Hot than a bitch too. Alright, so phone is dead. Y'all know what I said I want to do, so I don't think I need to guide you here for this play. I told you where the stop is. I told you where the average downs are. If you need any guidance before I go, tell me now, or forever hold your peace. Alright? Anyone? Got about 2 minutes, and then I'm gonna get off. Very welcome, Ryan. And don't forget, if your sell order hits down here, if it does go down and it hits our order, you need to cancel everything else. All right? Because that'll be like 15 bucks. Anyway. Oh, very nice. Lucky dog, you. I really wanted my first entry to be somewhere at 70, but that key level at 67.50 on that W was too enticing, unfortunately. Anyways, catch you guys later. Sunday. Don't forget Sunday, not tomorrow, Sunday. Peace out.